Now, in the last session, we talked about the teaching a classic Buddhist training principle. It says, use whatever arises in life, whether it is pleasant or painful, for awakening rather than as something to cling to or reject. So it says our happiness is a reminder of impermanence rather than a source of attachment, and suffering is a reminder of causing karma rather than a source of anxiety. If we do that, then result, the mind becomes more open, steady, and positive. We usually know, right? Both pleasure and pain control us. This teaching reverses that. Both become tools for growth and freedom. When we relate wisely to experiences, we do not cling to them. When we relate wisely to painful experience, they don't sort of overwhelm us. Instead, both help us grow in clarity and compassion. In times of gain and in times of lose, you're not afraid of difficult feelings or painful experience. Then you no longer fear your own emotions or life's difficulties. So, ordinary life, ups and downs between hope and fear. But the teaching says, through this inner training, there is a confidence toward experience itself. You trust your capacity to meet experience, and you're not afraid of your sort of this inner world. So this teaching addresses kind of universal human nature. So when you struggle with anxiety about uncertainty, this teaching says you can face difficult feelings without being overwhelmed. It's true. So I think it's very true, it's very practical, it's very useful if we practice that way. So that is what we talked about last session. Now this is the last teaching. It says, this kind of teaching is truly taught by the Kadamba masters, whose very lives embodied their sin. No complaints in suffering, great renunciation in happiness. But when someone like me attempts to explain it, even my tongue feels awkward and embarrassed, still with the intention of cultivating within myself the equal taste of the outwardly concerns. I, the old beggar Tambinyima, have written this here in the forest of many birds. I like that, huh? So it says, no complaints in suffering. This means we recognize suffering as part of human life and as the replication of cause and conditions. Kadamba masters saying that when you encounter difficulties, this is very painful, but I will learn from it and let it deepen my heart. That's what Tambinyima Dotup Chirambuchi, what it means, Kadamba masters alive, these teachings in their life. Then it says, great renunciation in happiness. Great renunciation in happiness. This line is often misunderstood. It does not mean rejecting joy or happiness. Great renunciation in happiness means when happiness and pleasure arise, we do not become arrogant, or we do not lose awareness. So we remember impermanence and the limit of ordinary worldly happiness. We then enjoy good conditions with appreciation, not letting comfort make us spiritually lazy. So, as ordinary, we usually chasten happiness and resist suffering, these kind of things. But Kadamba masters, instruction, training, reverse this kind of habit, chasten happiness, resist suffering. They reverse this kind of habit. Meet suffering without resistance. Meet happiness without attachment. Basically, that's exactly what they advise and instruct us. Or use suffering to awaken compassion. Use happiness to deepen freedom. Okay? Then it says, but when someone like me attempts to explain it, even my tongue feels awkward and embarrassed. Tambinyima Rinpoche is saying that this teaching is extremely profound. Only great masters lived this teaching authentically, and they explained it based on their own genuine experiences and their realization. The great masters. Tambinyima Rinpoche says, I, Tambinyima, however, feel unworthy to explain it. He's saying that I'm almost sort of embarrassed to speak about such a profound truth teaching. But, the authors are very often, lower themselves when giving or writing teachings. This is not out of self-hatred, not at all, but to show respect to lineage masters and prevent arrogance and cultivate humility. Western, I think readers sometimes misinterpret this as Lao's self-confidence or self-blame or self-hatred. But it is actually spiritual kind of humility and egolessness. In other words, he's saying, Tambanyama Rinpoche is saying that I'm not a great master. Yet out of sincere intention to help, so I will try to explain. The teaching is so profound. We know that, he knows that. So that's why he said, I feel unqualified to explain it, since I have not fully realized it myself. Or he's saying that I feel humbled speaking about something I am still learning to embody. Nevertheless, for the benefit of others, I will share it. And it also says, still with the intention of cultivating within myself the equal taste of the outwardly concerns. These outwardly concerns are essentially the ups and downs of our ordinary life and this samsara, gain, lose, praise, blame, pleasure and pain, those kind of outwardly concerns, right? So therefore, one reason he wrote this teaching is to cultivate the equal taste of the outwardly concerns. This means developing a balanced mind toward all of life's highs and lows and ups and downs, and in other words, you train yourself to experience life without extreme attachment or anger or aversion. You actively train your mind to meet all situations with balance and with clarity. So in short, he's saying, the author, saying that even though life is full of ups and downs, but we should practice developing a mind that meets all experience equally, whether they're pleasant or unpleasant, whatever, so that we will have a beneficial and we will have meaningful life. It's because you train your mind to remain stable under all circumstances, conditions. And this reduces suffering caused by inner emotions, which is a form of freedom from the ups and downs of ordinary life. And over time, you become less depend on external circumstances for happiness. You no longer need to escape all these difficulties or chase happiness. Instead, each experience becomes full fuel for spiritual growth. Develop your human qualities. So by reducing negative emotions, your mind naturally approaches inner freedom and peace. And on a different level, the mind trend in this way is less attached to samsara, which is the root of suffering. So, in short, the benefit of practice in this teaching is that you develop a balanced and stable mind, free from extremes, capable of facing life fully and gradually liberated from suffering. That's all. That's the benefit of this teaching, practice, put into your daily life. Now, we finished this teaching. So as we come to the end of our time together, I just want to say how grateful I am to have shared this retreat with all of you. And as we conclude this retreat, I invite you to reflect on how fortunate we are to encounter these teachings. Not only to hear these teachings, but to actually practice them is meaningful. So do not let them remain only beautiful words. Carry them into your life. So I encourage you, keep it simple and steady. Even if you are a busy person, even 10 minutes of sincere practice each day has great power and can gradually change the direction of your life. So as you know, inner change does not happen suddenly. It's gradual, but it is certain. It is certain. So keep doing. And I hope this retreat has been beneficial for you. In a busy modern world, taking time for this kind of retreat is already beneficial. You are not wasting your time at all. And receiving this kind of authentic teachings and also having interest in them is even more, I think, beneficial. Many people search for meaning their whole lives, but never found a path of wisdom and compassion. Thousands of millions of people. You have not only encountered it, you have practiced it. So if you think like that, this is something truly precious, meaningful. And as you return home, please remember the practice continues. And retreat, this kind of gathering and this kind of conditions are sportive. So the mind feel clear and happy here, but at home, mind may feel more distracted again. So please don't feel discouraged. This is not a lose of your practice. This is exactly where practice becomes real within daily life. So I always say that real practice is not only, meditation on Krishna. It's how you speak. It's how you listen. It's how you meet difficulty and how you care for others. So it's important to study constantly, meditate regularly, stay connected with the spiritual friends. Spiritual friendship is important on the path. That's why Bodhicitta create Buddha Dharma Sangha. So I really appreciate that your presence here. You're happy. You seems all very interested in practice. So that's very meaningful already. So I'm very happy to hear that and give me this opportunity to share my experience and my lineage transmissions, and all this very beneficial. And that's all. Now I would like to thank you all for sharing your spiritual life, your openness, your harmonies, your effort. I rejoice in your practice. I have enjoyed giving this teaching, meditation practice with all of you. So, thank you. Of course, I also would like to deeply thank the volunteers. I'm not going to say the name because sometimes I forget and somebody and so just so you know, whoever just volunteers, please. I just mean it. I just bottom of my heart. I really appreciate. Because without you all, there is no chance to have this help each other, this kind of opportunity. So you guys have put so much energy into this retreat. So I really appreciate, and especially, those who have worked so hard taking care of this retreat, and Bodhicitta Sangha, our board members. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Without you, it's really impossible for this Sangha community to exist and to make these teachings available. There's no way without you. I have already some experience Buddhist teachings, but without you, there is no way I can share and I can help, and you make my life so meaningful. So thank you. I want to say how much I appreciate all of you who came to this retreat. Your presence, your listening, and your sincere practice together created something very meaningful here. And I also, of course, want to express my heartfelt thanks to those who so generously support me and our Sangha. Without your kindness, your generosity, your support, it would not be possible to offer these teachings. And so, truly, thank you. And I hope your practice continue to grow and bring you a lot of happiness, meaningful benefit. And I wish and sincerely you all, like any difficulties that appears, become source of peace and freedom and clarity. Above all, may this retreat plant great seeds of wisdom and compassion, bodhicitta, that continue to grow long after you return to daily life and bring in benefit not only to yourself but to all beings you encounter in your daily life. So with that, we are going to dedicate this merit, this practice, this teaching, this meditation to the benefit of all sentient beings. That's all. Thank you so much.